Helah, unsung women of the Bible. Buried deep within the genealogies of First Chronicles lies a woman most people have never heard of, Helah, wife of Ashur, mother of Zereth, Jezoar, and Ethnan. Though her story is short, her name carries a legacy that still speaks to us today. Who was Helah, and why did God see fit to record her name in His Word? In 1 Chronicles 4, Helah appears in the genealogy of Judah, one of the most significant tribes in Israel's history, from which King David and ultimately Jesus Christ would come. Her husband Ashur was the father of Tekoa, a town known for wisdom and strength. This means Helah's family line contributed to a place that produced prophets and wise men. Helah is a figure mentioned in the Bible, specifically in the book of 1 Chronicles. She is described as the mother of Zereth and Jezoar, but that's about all we know from direct mention. Her story, much like many other female figures in the biblical narrative, seems fragmented and easily overlooked. Understanding lesser-known biblical figures like Helah can be quite a challenge. The Bible contains numerous accounts of people who played significant roles, yet their stories are often woven into the larger tapestry of biblical history without much detail. This makes it difficult to grasp their individual contributions and significance. The scarcity of information about Helah and others like her often leaves us with more questions than answers. We wonder about their lives, their contributions, and how they fit into the broader narrative of the Bible. In many cases, the roles of women in the biblical narrative are particularly hard to pin down. They are frequently mentioned in genealogies or as part of larger family trees, but their stories are rarely told in depth. Delving into Helah's lineage, we see that she was part of the tribe of Judah, one of the most prominent tribes in Israel. Her contributions, while not explicitly detailed, would have been significant within her family and community. The historical context surrounding Helah's story is set during a period of transition and growth for the Israelites. Understanding this context can provide insights into the lives of people like Helah, even if their stories are not extensively documented. Helah's mention in the genealogy of Judah highlights the importance of family and lineage in biblical times. Her descendants, Zereth and Jezoar, would have carried on her family's legacy, even if her own story remains somewhat obscure. An insightful revelation about Helah is that her legacy lives on through her descendants, even if her own story seems minor. This perspective can change the way we perceive her importance in the biblical text, highlighting the interconnectedness of all biblical figures. Recapping the key points about Helah, we see that she was the mother of Zereth and Jezoar, part of the tribe of Judah, and her story, though fragmented, contributes to the rich tapestry of the biblical narrative. Helah's sons represent legacy and continuity. Helah was the mother of Zereth, Jezoar, and Ethnan. These names aren't random, they symbolize heritage. In Hebrew tradition, names carry meaning. Zereth is thought to mean splendor, Jezoar means brightness, and Ethnan may mean abundance. Even in a brief mention, Helah's motherhood symbolizes fruitfulness and divine blessing. Her inclusion shows the Bible's respect for women's roles in family legacy. In a culture that often emphasized men's lineage, Helah's name appears by name, a quiet testimony that women's roles in building family, faith, and community were honored in God's story. Her presence in Scripture is God's reminder that no life goes unnoticed, and that every mother, every nurturer has eternal significance. Let's read it together. Ashur, the father of Tekoa, had two wives, Helah and Naarah. Helah gave birth to Zereth, Jezoar, and Ethnan. 1 Chronicles 4:5-7. This simple passage may seem small, but it reminds us that even in the long genealogies, God is weaving a story of legacy, purpose, and divine connection. So what can we learn from Helah today? 1. Every name matters. God records every act of faith, even the ones the world forgets. 2. Legacy isn't measured by fame, but by faithfulness. Helah's life reminds us that quiet devotion shapes generations. 3. Our families are part of God's plan. Just as Helah's children carried forward the tribe of Judah, our own children and communities carry forward our spiritual legacy. If this story of Helah inspired you, imagine how many more women of the Bible are waiting to be rediscovered. Subscribe to Unsung Women of the Bible for more powerful stories of faith, courage, and divine purpose. Share this video with someone who needs a reminder that their quiet faith matters. And remember, God writes every name into His story for a reason.